Good morning. Thank you all for watching my presentation today. It's nice to have you listening, even though it's through my raspy voice. My name is William Bullen, but you all may or may not know me as Will. I'm simply looking into how private information is taken care of by online companies and how its safeguards should be revamped. Today, I will present the arising issue of internet privacy. This, of course, is due to the exponential globalization of companies through the World Wide Web, or as we know it, the Internet. This increase in online use has come from the rise in computer companies as well as Internet service providers. The graph D1 shows the increase in Internet use from 1997 to 2013. Figure D2 may represent the close to 46% of picture-shy people in the country. Some of these companies that are sharing these information are Facebook, various credit card companies, internet service providers, and even Google. First, we will look at why this should interest us. Then we'll look at current legal issues due to the lack of internet protection, which leads us to some of the solutions that have come from the court cases. Now, internet privacy is an issue that needs to be addressed. First reason is cybercrime. These unwanted vermin of the internet are the ones stealing your hard-earned money, and not only are they stealing your money, but your identity as well. The average reported cost caused to those by financial fraud is close to $500,000, and that is per person. Internet companies also only spend a mere 15% of their budget on privacy security for their consumers. Now, what kind of commitment to the consumer's happiness is that, let alone to their security? This seems to be some unethical attempt to increase power and wealth. Internet privacy should also be looked at because it carves the path to the violation of the Fourth Amendment. This amendment, as we know it, is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Insecure private information is also being sold to the government to the point where it may be considered spying, especially on your internet information and cell phone records. Third reason is third-party misrepresentation. I find this out because Google Glass wearers have been agreeing to be part of the Google information innovation, but they do not take into account that people that are seen through the glasses, they may not want to be recorded. Our private information should be controlled so that those that do not want to be recorded online will be protected, even though sometimes they have no idea it's happening. Now, Google Glass, this is an example of recent story in business. What if you're picture shy? Let's admit it. Most of us don't want to be in some of our own family pictures. Have you ever thought about the person on the other side of the lens? Now, the Google Glass wearers agreed to the terms and conditions, but on the other side, those are unaware. They give no consent to be recorded. At this point, we must think about ways to protect those that are unknowingly being recorded. The information is simply being shared too easily through the internet, and there must be statutes set in place to combat these rising privacy issues. In the recent court case U.S. v. Davis, there is now required disclosure of customer communications or records. This means that our internet service providers will allow agencies to look through our information without consent. These internet service providers are unethically sharing our private information to the government and third-party agencies. This encouraged the creation of the Provision of the Stored Communications Act, or the SCA. This act allowed the government to obtain cell site information from cell phone and internet service providers without reasonable ground. Now, I have chosen to focus on the fact that our government has been granted access to our private records, way too much access. There must be some sort of further safeguard to protect our personal information without someone else misrepresenting our beliefs. Internet service providers have been selling your Fourth Amendment right to the government and third-party agencies. Unconstitutional wiretaps and online records must be given over on demand to the agencies. Where is the ethical way of simply asking for information as opposed to blatantly stealing it through different ways and third-party agencies? Now here's a recent case which led to the ruling on the National Mediation Board's policy on use of hyperlinks to its voting website. Now hyperlinks were thought to be tracked via IP address to pinpoint graph voters online, therefore disclosing their private information. The board decided to remove the hyperlink. They then had the people type in the website manually so that no problems arose. This was a safeguard put in place to protect the voters' private information from those that were searching to hack it. Now, there has been an invasion of our privacy on the internet. There has yet to be a single standard of the definition private, protected that the states have chosen. We must be able to uniformly define privacy in order to fully be able to understand and protect it. The fault in our internet privacy is claim. If we post it on a service that a company provides, are they truly allowed to claim it as theirs, or is it even our private property to begin with? This is where more checks and internet safeguards need to be put into place. By then, we will be able to fully understand the term private as one definition. The provisions of the Stored Communications Act should have never been put into place. This is giving government way too much authority and too much power over our private information. Our government and third-party agencies should be forced to go through the individual in question for information needed instead of going through other agencies and stealing our information. Now, as I conclude, I believe more safeguards should be put into place for the protection of our private information. Through this, cybercrimes will decrease, our rights will not be violated, and our country can become one with a more national understanding. Thank you all for listening, and have a good night.